positioning the multi-tenant option. Okay, bad news, you've got to buy it. Right, full use, licensed on top of Enterprise Edition. However, what they call single tenancy, the use of single tenancy, that's bundled with all editions. And that's quite an interesting point. Oracle really wants you to use it. They've done a superb job in making multi-tenant compatible with all the other options. They've done it brilliantly. Also done brilliantly, multi-tenant is transparent to users and developers in virtually all respects. So what we see here is there's no need to be frightened of it as far as your user community is concerned. Your users really shouldn't know what's going on. Developers, well, maybe there are a few areas where developers might think, hey, what's going on here? But very, very few. Even to a large extent, your database administration work is pretty much unchanged when working in a pluggable database or a pluggable container. So what's it for? Ease large-scale database administration. I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm sure you would all agree with me with saying that I would rather administer one big database than 20 small ones. I think every DBA I know would agree with that. And multi-tenant certainly gives you that. You consolidate all your databases into one. And from the point of view of the senior DBA, it's just one big database. But the perhaps junior DBAs have responsibility for just one or two databases. They can run their pluggable containers very similarly to the way they run them at the moment. It may also improve use of system resources. That's a bit questionable, but there should be, in some circumstances, there can be significant improvements in the use of system resources. But then we come to the reason we call this webinar, multi-tenant is coming, resistance is futile. Take a look at this. If I go to the documentation set, you'll see in the documentation set something that's positively frightening. If I go to the database upgrade guide, this is the docs for 12.2, by the way, but 12.1 has exactly the same comments. Then when we look at changes, deprecated features, right? Deprecation of non-CDB architecture. CDB is container database. A non-CDB is the database we all know and love that I've been using for close on 30 years. So a non-CDB is a normal database. The non-CDB architecture is deprecated in 12.1. Maybe DSupport is unavailable after 12.2. Well, we're in 12.2 at the moment. So to say Oracle recommends use of CDB architecture, well, that's putting it mildly. This is why we title this webinar, Multi-Tenant is Coming, Resistance is Futile. You've got no option about multi-tenants moving forward, because the non-CDB architecture officially deprecated.